Like, when I started making beats 5 years ago, I knew that I was gonna get there because in my head I have these imaginations of exactly where I want the sound to be, and the frustrating barriers that you hit before you can like actually do what you want to do. Like, as far as how you run your podcast, there was limitations before that you had where you're like, I don't have these means, I don't have this yet. And then as you start to piece it together, those like little boosts and little bits of happiness that you get from it are usually the best. I can't imagine I'm gonna have more fun than I get when I learn something new and I like elevate one little tier. Once I get to the top, I think it's gonna get pretty lonely. You know?
That's a confident thing to say. You just said once you get to the top, it's gonna get pretty lonely.
Yeah, in my own respect.
You're saying you're gonna go all the way up to the top?
Yeah, I mean, in my own respect, I have full faith that what I'm gonna set out to do, I'm gonna do it as best as I can. And I feel like a lot of people in this generation, they don't have that same drive. So many people are making excuses. I've only met a handful of people from this area that look at every problem as an opportunity for a solution. So many people, it's just, well, I could be doing this, but that. I could be doing this, but that. And it's like, I work a sales job, I Uber, I record, I Twitch live everything I record, so I have 4 streams of income there. And then I'm learning and gathering more, because until you have 8, you're really not independent. So, I mean, I'm halfway to where I want to be, but so many people are just stuck in like these first little levels of that pyramid, like that whole Maslow's theory of, not theory, but like hierarchy, where you gotta like figure out the basics before you can get all the way to self-actualization and shit. And people just beat themselves up that they're like the 2nd or 3rd step from the top, but it's fun climbing up that bitch, you know?
You just said like you just kind of gave like a thing of like motivation, you know what I mean?
A little bit, a little Alan Watts, a little something.
You're out here just living your life. You realize that there's way bigger goals that you need to achieve, and it's just gonna take time, energy, and like potentially just like going deeper into your future to achieve that. And during the meantime, like you're just gonna like keep on doing you. And like, I mean, it sounds like money is important to you, which it's, you need stability. You need money. You need money to do what you're doing. If you want, true. Like, you're investing in yourself. You know what I mean? Money is 1,000% important. I didn't even mean that in like a bad way. Unfortunately, money is so fucking important. You know what I mean?
It is, and I try not to prioritize it. But I mean, if I didn't say that it wasn't a priority, I'd be lying. Like, I do crave stability, so I don't feel like I'm gluttonous. Like, I feel like every time I work a commission-only job, and when I have good months, I still find a way to just help out my friends more. And I help out myself more too. But I don't really find myself being like, wow, I got this extra couple racks that I'm gonna just take and keep to myself and Donald Duck that bitch in my checking and turn it into a Roth IRA and try to make stuff like that. So I mean, while I'm kind of financially literate, I definitely find ways to take the little bits of leftover money and just kind of pour it into the things that matter, you know? And friends I value pretty high, so my people, for sure.
Have you been on a podcast before?
Never. It's just like a one-on-one, and I've been in kind of group actually, no, I have been. Mr. Carter, yeah, for sure. And I was on his last year. Has anybody introduced you, like, we got Jay Reilly 805 in this motherfucking 805? Well, I think you'll be the first for that, so I think, yeah, you should mint that for sure.
Right,
put that on the blockchain, yeah?
Let's do it, bro.
1,000%.
All right.
1,000%.
Dude, I appreciate you coming on. Let's get started. We got Jay Reilly 805 in the 805 right now, bro.
We're out here.
I feel like I have a lot of questions for you.
I'm ready for them.
And yeah, I mean, I need to start with like baby steps, baby questions.
Of course.
Where are you from?
From nor here or there. No, I'm just kidding.
Where did you go to high school?
So, I was raised partially here, partially in Michigan, moved back here. So I moved a bunch. My dad was in real estate, so for the first like 18 years of my life or so, we were just moving around from Idaho, California, Michigan, and yeah, it was one hell of a ride. But for as far as like this area in San Luis Obispo, when I was in second or up until second grade, I went to Coastal Christian, little school right in Grover Beach. So that was cool. It was all right. I mean, second grade is whatever. And then I was homeschooled for a while. So I was home educated from third grade until basically 10th grade. So after or most of the way through 10th grade, I was living and going to school in Carlton District, which is outside of Saginaw Township in Michigan. So it's an interesting environment to grow up in. It was a little bit like a culture shock from where I'm used to, and there's a lot of things I learned from it, a lot of things I took from it for sure. But yeah, so I went to high school partially home educated, and then when I was asking questions that we had like homeschool teachers, it was something else, because I was raised both like religious and find your own answers and find your own, course. But I was raised religious. So when I started kind of hitting these barriers where like I'd be going to youth group, I didn't get kicked out of youth group. But basically, they were like, yeah, we see some leadership potential in you. We want you to like start working with the younger kids. And I was like 10th grade, and they wanted me to start leading like junior high kids or something. And so I asked the pastor, I'm like, so you have faith in me, but I don't know if I have faith in what we're talking about here, like in our bigger picture, because it was a non-denominational church. And so he asked basically, why is that? Bring it up. And he couldn't answer for me. I just asked my grandma, who'd passed away the year before then. I said, well, if she dies, and she died at that time, and she never really saw the love of God. She saw the idea of God, but she was raised in this really, ass backwards church in the middle of nowhere. So she didn't even have like a hint of what the bright side of Christianity is. I said, so what does that mean for her? Is she in hell? And he's like, well, did she accept God as her Lord and Savior, Jesus? I was like, I doubt it. She never saw him, never felt the positivity from it. He's like, well, unfortunately, it's unlikely that she made it into heaven. I was like, yeah, well then, whatever God that you personally believe in is not love. And I feel like whatever God I'm going to believe in is going to just exude love. So at that moment, I kind of like totally stepped out of that youth group. And that is right about the time when I moved here to California. So that was like right when I was 16 then. So I moved when I was 17 to here. But ever since then, it's been one hell of a time, for sure.
Are you like early 20s?
25.
Nice.
25. So I've been here for, 8 years now, basically.
So you've been here for a second.
For a minute.
What city do you live in?
Now San Luis Obispo.
And yeah. I feel like we have more mutual friends than Johnny, unless I'm tripping.
You're probably right. My little brother, Stone.
Shut. No, wait, hold on. No, you are not. Hold on, you're Stone's brother?
Yeah.
Like Stone, he has like long red hair.
Yeah. You guys are not even related. We're not even related.
Dude,
by marriage, we're brothers.
I'm gonna walk out right now.
No, yeah, straight up.
This is crazy. What?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hold on, so you're Stone's older brother, but not biologically.
Yeah.
By step parents.
Exactly. My dad married his mom.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's crazy how this stuff works out.
So Stone, I know Stone, and Stone knows me.
I know Stone. Yeah, no, we're all.
That's honestly ridiculous.
So yeah, we have a lot of mutuals for sure. I haven't even looked through them. I haven't taken a glance, but I already know that like the people that you see when I've seen you, it's a small town. We know the same people, 1000%.
When was the last time you kicked it with Stone?
So I came back from Michigan. I've hung out with them once in between them, but it was only like in passing. No, well, hold up. Not like that. No, when I came back on vacation last, and that was probably I'd say like a month and a half ago.
Okay.
Because he got COVID at one point, and he was out in LA, and so, or no, not LA, he was out somewhere else. And yeah, so there was some stuff that spaced it out. But yeah, I've only kicked it with him once in the last 6 weeks. He's been busy. He's a mason, or he was a mason. He's contracting, so busy bee for sure.
Dude, I kind of felt bad because my homie was like, I kind of got called out like before like doing this podcast. My friend was like, pretty much like talking about like hanging out, making plans in the future, and like I've just been like super busy myself doing like, just, you know, everybody is on their own thing in life right now, you know what I mean? And then I just kind of felt bad because I was like, yeah, like sometimes I don't want to go out, or like I don't want to go and do this a majority of the time, just because like I feel bad if I were to go do it, because I know there's stuff that I need to be working on. Yeah. And I kind of had one of those conversations, you know what I mean? And it's just like, fuck, like it kind of felt like my friends were a little concerned for me, which makes sense. But at the same time, it's just like, dude, like, it's like weird, dude. It's like I almost kind of would feel guilty going and having fun, and then it's like, dude, I can think of like a few really big things that I'm like trying to do right now, or like work on. You know what I mean? And I feel like you kind of would understand that, because like you from what I've heard, I did an interview with a DJ Cav. Yeah. DJ Brother C. That's DJ Brother C. That's what I call him. But he was like, yeah, like Jay Reilly's kind of like, he like hangs back at home a lot, and not like resignated with, or like I held on to that when he said that, and I was like, all right, like let's hear you. Totally. Yeah. No. So yeah, he hit it right on the spot there. Thing is I like hanging out in small groups. I don't like flexing. I love meeting people. So if we're talking any place where it's not about me and you and status and what I'm wearing, and you know, there's certain energies at certain places where I feel like I would feel uncomfortable walking in casual clothes, because people have seen me when I've tried to present myself well. And it's like this whole thing where I really could care less about ego and about status. I mean, I think respect is important, but as far as, oh yeah, I saw Jay Reilly out the one time, he's in flip-flops walking down Santa Rosa. Can't believe that. I'm not saying that shit happens, but like, I feel that type of energy in certain places. And really? It's something maybe that I put on myself, you know? And I think really what it comes down to is I value meeting people in smaller environments, and I think that in large groups, I just feel like I don't have that much to contribute, because in drunk passing, I don't really care what I say to people. And I don't mean like when I'm drunk. I'm saying like if someone's drunk and I have very little concern for what I say or what they hear, because I feel like a person that's going to remember what I'm going to say is worth me giving them my undivided attention. But when there's just 70 people, 150 people all together, and their purpose is just to get as fucked up as possible, and only one or two people in the room have a valid reason to do it, for me, it's hard, because you have a lot of things that you can accomplish. I have a lot of things that I can accomplish. And I just want to get on the right track before I'm 30. You know, I blinked and I'm 25. I really did. And I feel like I only wasted maybe 2 years, 3 years, where I like could have pushed in one direction or the other. I just kind of like bounced around through community college, and then bounced around through a coding program, and I was like, these things are cool, they're all right, they're not my passion. And now that I found my passion, there's no way
that I can create obstacles for myself, because, you know, that's the only time I'm really going to have regrets. And I feel like I have very few regrets so far since I understood what I want to be.
What do you want to be?
I want to be a reason for someone to live. I want to be a reason, you know, I want to be a reason for someone to find comfort in their place in the world, you know. And I know those are big goals. Those are big fucking goals. But I think in really small ways, as a producer, I've found people that are at like these super low places. You know, like artists a lot of the time are, they're some of the saddest people. Like true creatives have true stories to tell because they've been through some just unbelievable stuff like for their whole life. So I'm in the room with either incredibly cunning and the complete opposite, or just people that have just lived such a fucking life. You know, people that have had so many crazy experiences. So usually the emotional toll is pretty high for like what I do, because I record probably 4 to 7 people a week, 4 to 7 different people a week on different things. Like I did yesterday, 2 days before that was with Shorty Doo-Wop, day before that was with Johnny. On Monday I have a recording session with Tatiana, shout out Tatiana and Territory's new project. So I'm trying to stay as focused as possible, and I feel like the reason why I have like something positive out of producing is because I've worked with so many artists that have had like just a small amount of confidence, and I'd say I've probably tried to work with 15 artists, and half the people that come through, I either try my best to build them up, and if it doesn't vibe, I like refer them to another producer, like a shrink refers someone they can't help. Like I'm just like, either we're gonna make art and work together. I'm kind of an everything or nothing kind of person, and the people that I've connected with, it's just beautiful. It's so cool how much I've grown and how much they've grown, and that's what gives me purpose, I guess, for producing and for it's the whole process.
So sometimes people coming to you to give you money and record, or are they coming to you to be like mentored? Because I noticed you were like, oh, like sometimes half the time I'll like push them to somebody else, and it's like, why are you pushing them to somebody else? Like, aren't you there to like be their platform, and they're gonna like pay some money or whatever currency it is to record their music, and then you're going, you know what, no, sometimes if I don't vibe with that music, like we can't be together.
Well, it's not about like if you make certain types of music and that I don't like. I just think the time's super valuable, and at a certain point there's like this kind of part of like diminishing returns, where for the right artist that has enough going for him with enough potential, I'll work with him for as low as I can possibly do. Like, you know, we don't need to talk about numbers, but just as low as I can ask without feeling like I'm like disrespecting myself. Like I don't rip anyone off, but I just say, this is as low as I can go because I have full faith in you. But I have a fixed rate for people where it's just supposed to be quality. And if it's not quality, or I don't have faith in you, then at a certain point, I can't charge you enough and feel good about myself to make it worth my time or yours. Because if there's someone that has no potential, then that means that what I'm doing is for nothing. And so now, let's say I'm charging $150 for a recording session, that's 4 hours. Now I'm only valuing myself at $37.50 an hour. Maybe that math is completely off, but somewhere around that. And that's all I'm gonna value my time as. And I'm probably charging more than that artist deserves, because if they're not at the tier that I am at, then I'm overcharging for quality they're not ready for. And could be giving that time to someone else who I have more faith in actually succeeding. So it's really just a time thing. It's nothing personal. I record Cali Mexican music, funk, like metal fused with rap. My stuff is like kind of vibey beach music, kind of rap, almost Lil Pinch, Mac Miller, John Bellion shit. But I do everything under the sun, so it's not any type of way.
Interesting. Okay. So you... Okay. I think yeah. No, that's probably like my. Okay, you know what? I listened to. Actually, no. Okay, real fast. I listened to your album. My favorite song on it is for sure Cosmos.
Hell yeah.
Cosmos is fucking sick. The beat where it's like I'll play it after the podcast or even if I try to remember, but there's like a part where it sounds like. I don't even know how to describe it, but like when the beat starts going, it kind of like picks up a bit. I like that noise, and then I listened to the Shorty Doo-Wop album, and that shit slaps.
Yeah,
like that shit's actually crazy. Like it sounds like he's like a fucking writer telling a story or something. You know what I mean?
He is the
that was
writer.
crazy, bro. That was
telling the story.
Who did you have anything to do with helping that album come out in terms of like making beats, recording any of those songs?
That was almost exclusively Sanctus. So Lorde Sanctus.
Oh, really?
Shout out to him on that. Yeah. Lately I've been having some technical difficulties. My computer died, had to send my drive off to like this data specialist, cost so much money to get my files back.
How much money?
A lot.
Like hundreds?
Hundreds and hundreds, not thousands, but almost thousands, plus a new $400 hard drive that I was able to put in myself, but I couldn't recover the data. But there's this Drive Savers people that are like some geniuses, bro. They can like they couldn't get my stuff, so maybe, whatever.
Did they get a lot of it?
They got a lot of it. They got about 60% of it. But the thing is if you're trying to recover data and it's music and there's projects and there's samples and stuff scattered all over the place, it's like I have 60% of every project, which means I have almost complete, half-baked every record of everything moving back, which is cool. But if someone says, hey, I need a live version of this for the radio, it's like, fuck, I gotta re-record half the stuff. So, I mean, life happens, but now I'm back on it, full speed ahead. Since I got my computer back up in like the last 2 weeks, I've made probably a dozen songs already with like 5 or 6 different people, and 2 in the last 2 days.
Give me some just like valid information about the music game in the Central Coast right now. Like, you guys just performed at like a concert, it looked like, down south. I honestly forgot what it was called. If you say the name of the concert, I'll be able to confirm it. You were there.
Was it the music festival, the one in Oxnard?
Yeah,
So that was cool. That was Lucky Music Fest, and that was cool. That was put on by 7 Deadly Sins Records, and they're cool. They're a label out of there. Good people. It was a good turnout. It was a good place, like undisclosed location, but
so not open to the public.
I mean, open to whoever found out about it, for sure.
Why wasn't it like a open to the public type thing?
Because it wasn't at a bar. And rules are rules. I've heard some crazy stuff about SLO. You know what I heard about SLO? I heard that you can't play rap music in public, outdoors, without special permits. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, someone in the comment section or something. If I'm wrong, please let me know. This is all feelings, no facts. I think, from what I've pieced together, you are not allowed to play or perform rap music in downtown SLO without a special permit, but you absolutely can do acoustic anything. You can do punk, you can do a lot of styles, but I am confident that every time I've ever seen someone attempt rap, they get ticketed in public.
That'd be dope if you guys weren't even fucking around with like the downtown scene in terms of like having like a venue. Like what did like the Lucky Day festival thing? Mm-hmm. What if you guys did that here, but did not get any permits? Just like
I've heard so many things going on. So many things are in the works. I know that you know one that you've been circulating a little bit. We got the The IE ass was.
Are you gonna be there?
I might
Dude, you should.
I'm gonna pull up for sure.
Dude, I'm going with literally like 2 full cars of people.
Yeah?
Yeah. No, it's.
I gotta respect anyone that's like really putting something like that on at this point in the music industry.
1000%,
like,
bro.
That's really what it's all about. Like,
dude,
I haven't even met him in person. I've met like 5 people that are right in his circle, but I haven't met him. He's elusive, man. He's like Mercury just hiding behind the sun. Like, fuck, I can't find him.
IE Ask What's Up is definitely a very interesting specimen. Like, he's like, he's seriously like his own thing. Like, I don't even know how to describe him, but he's really not like your normal or average human, like, at all, bro. Like,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, his energy is just like, yo, like, I thought it would be fun to have a concert. All you guys come, like, literally, like, that's what the vibe is. So I told literally like all my friends that I can get to come are coming, and we have like 10 or 11 people, and we're just gonna go, dude, and we're just gonna vibe the fuck out. 0 expectations. That'd be dope if you came. That'd be dope if Johnny came. That, you know, like, I hope
kill it
to,
for sure.
Yeah, I mean, dude, and fucking Osos too. Like, what the fuck?
That's what it's at.
Like, that's Loke, you know.
Nice.
I like it. I like it.
No, that's killer for sure. Yeah.
You're good. You're good.
Okay. Drake, Kanye. Thoughts?
Oh, yes. I saw that. That's the funny thing is, bro, I have not listened to either Drake or Kanye, their album. I haven't had a reason to yet. Like, I'm not a big Drake fan at all. Like, whatsoever. I don't even think Drake's like. I'm surprised that someone like you likes Drake.
Like Drake's I'm captivated by the marketing.
He's extremely mainstream.
He is. Yeah, but I mean, like, okay, so Jay-Z is mainstream, but he raised our last generation for sure. And I'm not gonna say that Drake raised me. I'm not gonna get sunned by like any one particular rapper, but I definitely, when I was younger, I listened to Drake for sure, and I still can appreciate the hustle. Like, Degrassi staying relevant for 11 years, 12 years, maybe more years. I think that that's such an elusive thing to have, and I think that there's a lot of people in his team that keep operations like that moving, but it's definitely no easy task. So that's the part that I respect. Like, as far as Kanye's album, I think out of it, from what I've heard, and I listened through every track at least once, and there's 27 tracks on it. There's too many tracks.
Too many?
There's too many tracks on that. I like where he was going with it. I understand that, like, The Life of Pablo, after it had 12 or 13 tracks on it, I think half of them were great, like radio circulating, and the other back end of it was like not as poppin'. And this one, I feel like there's probably like 8 to 10 tracks that are gonna be around in a month from now.
Okay.
On Spotify or something.
Okay.
And the other ones, I think, were just more for him, like just for like his own machination of what he is trying to do. So I'm not saying that they were like mind-breaking albums by any means, but the rollout for him I thought was pretty smart. I thought how they did it was kind of interesting. So I don't know what your thought was on how they marketed and how like they move. If it doesn't intrigue you at all, that's totally cool, because there's a lot of weird things that intrigue me and a lot of like other things that totally don't.
I was more stoked to listen to Isaiah Rashad's album and OGZ's album.
Okay, I listen to Isaiah's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I will listen to both albums, but it's just going to take a while for me to get situated, get in a car, start driving, and like put it on. You know what I mean? Like, I've heard of a lot of dope songs lately, so I'm just like fucking re-listening. Okay. Like when you came over, and you came, like when you got here, the rap song that I had on, it was this one guy. His name is
Shooter Gang Coney.
No. Well, I was
playing that too.
Yeah. I fucked with Shooter Gang Coney, but the guy the first dude that you were listening to when you got here, Ray Vaughn. He's like
He's
top
new
dog
TDE.
entertainment's like new signee or whatever.
He's
but
crazy.
he has such a good freestyle on LA Leakers. It's like I've had that shit on repeat literally all day, bro. Literally just bumping.
Was that what was out there?
Yeah,
Was that
I'll play it before you leave just so you can like hear it or
Totally.
something. But yeah, what yeah, I feel like I have so many questions that I haven't even really like tapped into asking you yet. And let me, I wanna give you. I feel like I have better question. Yeah. I don't even want to talk about Drake. Fuck Drake.
Fuck Drake.
Fuck
Fair
Drake.
enough. Fair enough.
So what do you do? What's your daily routine? I know, like, are you, it sounds like you're primarily focused on recording and like making yourself an artist. And it sounds like you're playing a role in Connect the Coast. I don't know if you're officially part of Connect the Coast. It sounds like you are. But yeah, I mean, what's really going on? Like, take me behind the scenes and kind of walk me through like your day, your week, your month. Like, tell me like what you're doing, what you're about, and like, you know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
give me. I need some of that information.
Paint a picture, kind of. I get you. So day to day, just work a regular sales job. I Uber.
Is that fun?
I mean, I only do that when I have something expensive that I need to get that I don't want to like, that I have to like justify somehow. So if there's something where I'm like, damn, I need to get a new mic, this is going to be $500. So I just work one weekend super hard, just like 2 or 3 days, and then it pays for the mic, and then that's it, you know. And then I don't do it until I have something else I have to do, and it's so nice just to have like, you know, spade in the back pocket or whatever the saying is.
When they get in your car, are you like, hey guys, like, how's it going? Or are you like, yo, like, what's up?
Like that, like unprofessional as possible. Like, I mean, I keep it like, I'm not gonna be weird on anything, but I'm not gonna be like, you know, hope you're having a pleasant night, you know, so like, no, I just go straight for the jugular. Like, there was actually, so this girl and this guy, they hopped into my Uber, so I had some stuff I needed to take care of, so I was doing some Uber last Saturday, I think it was what it was, let me see, yeah, last Saturday, and right when they hop in the car, they were getting from like Motab or the library or something, so I couldn't really tell how it was in there. So right when they hop in, I was like, hey, how's the vibe? Was it good? I mean, Saturday night, don't see that many people out, like, how was it? And they're like, yeah, we don't know, like, I'm from here and he's not from here. I'm like, dope. Didn't want to really say anything else beyond that. I just had music playing, just driving down the street. I'm playing one of my friend Dylan's tracks. It's a track me and him put out on my last EP, Element. So I was playing that, and when it got to his verse, I hear the girl in the back. She goes, Dylan? And so I kind of turned the music down a little bit, and I wait just to make sure like that wasn't homie's name or whatever. And I was like, do you know Dylan? Thinking that she was going to be like, yeah, you know, I know him or whatever. And then the guy in the backseat's like, you think my name's Dylan? Didn't know each other's names. She couldn't get it right. He bombs. Like he gets super like awkward about it. And this was only a couple days ago. So we're just driving down the street. Life's good. Everything's fine. And so a homegirl in the back's like, let's change the topic. Why is your windshield so foggy? And I just turned around and I was like, I was listening to Nelly on the way here. I'm sorry. And then she looks over at me and she's like, what? I was like, damn, I'm working way too hard at this Uber job to try to get a joke. And she didn't catch it. She didn't like it. So I just completely shut the fuck up. I just put music back on it, dropped her off, you know, and I even did the whole like, it's getting hot in here. And she's like, what? I'm like,
You
never mind. Like, I even did the, like, because she was trying to change the topic and he kept saying the word awkward, but not to me, but because she didn't know his name. You know, because there was...
He kept saying that?
Awkward to her.
That's weird.
And I'm like, she calls the Uber, he hops in, right? And then I'm like, okay, damn, that's crazy, right? So, complete silence up until we're getting close to their house. Getting pretty close to the house. he asks her, so where's this Uber going? Is this going to your place, or is this going to my place? And she's like, I don't know. Where do you live? And he's like, well, I don't have a place. So at this point, I'm like, all right, here's your stop. Pull over. It was her place. And so she's like, are you homeless? And he's like, no, I sublease. and she's like, okay, I think I made up. And right as they said that door shut, I'm like, peace, just dipped out of that. And I would say I've had some not so funny Uber stories, but that one made me laugh for sure. Like, I haven't told that to anyone, but I think that's like one I've been sitting on for a good 2 weeks. I've just been keeping to myself. It'd be crazy. Just imagine where you could be by episode 710.
Is
that a scary thought? Or is that a happy thought?
That's funny that you even brought any of that up in terms of episodes. For all it could be done after episode 100, completely done. Or not completely done, but more not right now. I go out of my way. I try to make podcasts a priority. I'm constantly talking to people in people's DMs, doing this, doing that, setting up appointments, times. I think maybe once episode 100 comes out, it's okay, I did my thing. I'm done with it, and I'll occasionally do the podcast when it just happens naturally. Right now I'm in podcast mode, and maybe, I don't know, I might feel completely different in 6 months from now and be no, I'm gonna keep doing fucking podcasts, but totally. A little piece of me is you know what, maybe call it a wrap after 100 and just kind of have it be this nice little project thing that I worked on, and it's just 100 episode mini series. I don't know, man. I'm just telling you what's up, but
definitely. Well, that's cool.
One thing. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Nah, I had nothing to say.
I was gonna say one thing that I do need to do. I want to do a couple podcast challenges, and I want to do an interview. But the thing is, there's two people having sex in that space over there. Over there. So we're watching two people have sex while doing the interview. And you don't have to watch them. Crazy, you can look at the artwork on the walls and the lights and the camera and shit. You don't have to watch them. But the thing is I think it'd be a fun podcast challenge. Two people are fucking in the same room and they're not on camera, but you're hearing them and shit.
I think it'd be really funny. Wait, would you try to have a guest that's super comfortable with it so that you can have unfiltered conversation, or would you have someone that's biting nails, just fetal position, crying, traumatic?
They don't know what's going to happen.
So it's gonna be traumatic either way.
It could have been you tonight. You walked in and then two people just start fucking. Okay. I don't think you're gonna walk out, are you?
I mean, I wouldn't walk out. As long as they're having a good time, I guess. Wait, are we saying in the other room or right here?
No, so in that rectangle out there. So in this garage, but just on that side of the garage.
Oh yeah, dude, that's okay. So it's when you had a room share back in the day. I had a room share back in the day, and that shit was mad uncomfortable when your homie that was a wall over and it was a temporary wall would bring a girl. Yeah, I feel that. Absolutely. Yeah. I think you need to have someone that would be really uncomfortable by that, because that's not pushing it. I think yes, but you need, yeah, for sure. For a particularly soft soul.
Okay, we'll see. I don't want to scar anybody, but I'm just saying.
Definitely not scar. Maybe a close friend that you fill in. Or do you, but that's just the first thing that comes to mind. I feel hella Eric Andre vibes from that right there.
Okay, that fool's actually comedic. That guy's actually hysterical.
He's great.
Eric Andre is such a better type of humor than the first thing that snaps into my head is The Office. Everybody loves The Offices. Everybody laughs at The Office. Eric Andre is actually funny.
Eric Andre is he's just total chaos the whole time. I love it, for sure. It's crazy. When you watch those compilation reels on YouTube, I can only watch so much of it before I start to not disassociate, but start question fundamental things. You know what I mean? When you hear legalized ranch, and you're like, that's part of me now.
Legalized ranch?
Yeah, legalized ranch, dude.
Oh yeah, I think I know.
Hell yeah! Nah, he's out there for sure. Him and Hannibal are crazy.
Are you part of Connect the Coast though? Like you're
absolutely.
Do people get signed to Connect the Coast?
The way that I have my stuff worked out, there's nothing on paper. It's just been a handshake and a good working connection the whole time.
Okay.
I help them out. I am a producer. I do production and I track out a lot of Connect the Coast stuff. I'm going to be doing even more now that Sanctus, he's going to be moving to LA, at least for the foreseeable future, because he just accepted a new role at Rarible, which is an NFT marketplace and everything, and he's going to be the head of community. So it's pretty cool, which for a community app, that's like a pretty, big position. It's not like a tech firm that he's head of community. I mean, like, not like it's an exciting step for him for sure. So I got to step up to the plate to at least keep all of the artists pumping out tracks. So I've been doing that for other people because Sanctus is also an excellent producer. He can do crazy stuff. So he's been able to handle, basically, he is Connect the Coast, and everyone else is like a great asset, and we are all like a family kind of together. But as far as what you see and what you hear about Connect the Coast, him, Cav, and like them two really like did all of the legwork to get it started, and I'm just pretty stoked to be along for the ride because I've had so many people try to just finesse or like I've had a lot of people come over to my studio and say, hey, we got to get something in paperwork. I already brought something for you. Here's this for this, and sign this. Multiple times I've turned it down just because.
What do you mean?
I mean producer contracts where you'll get tied in for an indefinite amount of time until money is recouped, and that is something that I have no need for. That's why I Uber, that's why I work as hard as I can, and I'm grateful that Sanctus has helped out with multiple things along the way to just kind of grease the wheels as far as like getting bookings to working with other artists. I just hit him up, he hits us up for shows all the time, like every couple of weeks he'll just say, here's another show here, here's another opportunity here, I got you a write-up in a magazine. He busts his ass, so it's a big shout out to him for sure.
I was gonna say, dude, how does he do all of that? Like there's like, it sounds like he's the one behind everything you just said. Yep. Like explain to me the foundation and like what's going on. Like how do you find out that you have the link or you might be performing at a show if you want to? Is it like, hey guys, we're doing a business meeting get together at the donut shop?
Sure.
Or are you guys in a group chat and it's like all like e-text and shit?
I mean, every situation's different, but like the last couple ones, definitely it's just a group chat that pops up, and it'll just be, it's usually last minute because how COVID's messed with everything. Most promoters don't want to book anything 2 months in advance. So if anything has any hopes in happening, usually it's something with like a 1 or 2 week lead time. So other than that one Lucky Summer Music Festival, everything has been last minute where they say, hey, the Mark's going to let us throw a night there. Who can be there? We're doing this on Friday, and it's like Wednesday. And so we're like, okay, we have 3 people here. We throw together a set. We all just kind of pick, hey, I'll do 5 songs. You're doing 4. I'll put mine after your 3. We'll have our features. We kind of like line them all up. And usually we have to turn that stuff around in like a day or 2, or we're at least used to it. And that's no fault to Sanctus or promoters or anything. It's just like the nature of how everything is right now. Because people don't want to buy tickets for anything a month out. I mean, look, if you bought tickets for a show tonight, couldn't see me, to any place that I would be playing at.
So Lorde Sanctus is like webbed into all of these other like like venue, like people that are giving him knowledge, and then he passes the knowledge on to you guys, and is like, hey, like, we have a gig tonight. Who's down to pull through? Like, how, like, it sounds like he's messaging hundreds of people, or like dozens and dozens and dozens.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, he's so busy. It doesn't make sense. And I mean, he has a lot of projects he's working on. And if you follow and keep up with him, there's going to be even more stuff coming out soon. Like, he just has so many different things that he's giving 100% to. And he's one of the few types of people that I feel can do that, figure out, like, your mental bandwidth, and then just execute it. Like, there's so many people where I get scared when I see them be like, I'm just going to work overtime, and I'm just going to keep doing this music thing. And then you see them just build and build and build and build, and then fucking explode. And then, you know, like, they just, you know, go way too hard. They get arrested. They quit their job. They do something just totally out of pocket because they don't know how to find, like, a balance between it. But yeah, Sanctus is super good at doing more than I'm used to doing, at least as far as, like, networking. He has it down to a science because he's been in the industry for a while. He knows how to do it. And a lot of people that have his level of skill, either they get jaded by the experience and they quit, or they persevere and succeed. And, like, I mean, he has succeeded in ways where he's got placements all over the place and he's done what he set out to do. But I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm where I want to be, and I don't think he would either. So I think that he is just giving it that 100%, just like I'm trying to, day in and day out. So he's definitely been, like, a big mentor for me, musically, for sure, and Cap too.
Your guys' futures are all about to change drastically if he moves to LA. You do realize that, right?
Yeah.
I'm saying this right now, like, fucking, like, oh my god, dude,
Yeah.
You even, the first night I actually met you, when I was at Austin's house.
Wait, which Austin?
Austin, like rave Austin, like he goes raves and stuff.
Yeah,
and Johnny was there, and then he was like, "Yo, this is Jay," and then fuck, I forgot where I was going. Oh, you and specifically, you were just talking about how, like, this the whole Central Coast in general, it feels like it's about to, like, pop off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if Lorde Sanctus moves to LA, bro, that's just, like, further, like, bringing all of you guys, like, on the journey. You know what I mean? Because, dude, you would be out of your mind if you told me that he's not gonna meet people and more connections and, like, get his grind on even harder.
Totally.
Like, unless I'm tripping and he's going to LA just to, like, go to the beach and shit. You know what I mean? No, the beach is dope. Go to the fucking beach.
Yeah, get some vitamins for sure. But yeah, no, he's going there with some intentions for sure. And with that position, it's so crazy because, like, the whole blockchain, Ethereum, Bitcoin community, it is so crazy, and I understand so little. I'm trying to learn because the guy that runs the label I'm a part of is now not just a hand in it. He is, his whole body, he is in that bitch. He is in that universe. So I owe it to myself and to him to, like, have a full comprehension of what he's doing and why he's doing it, because I know that there's something to it. There's something there, and there's an overwhelming amount of knowledge. And it's kind of like, once I start to learn, I know it's going to be a rabbit hole. I'm going to, like, this looks like Alice in Wonderland, like, you know, I'm going to fucking just go down and just see what happens on the other side. So I don't know what that's going to mean, but I think that there's a lot of future in his career path, at least.
I'm happy that you brought this up because I definitely forgot, but you're the last season 6 episode. Like, you're closing this background out.
Really?
Yeah, this is the last episode of season 6.
It's nice.
But it's not in chronological. I'm just like, don't look at it as, like, the finale. Look at it. It's like like metaphysically, because the thing is, like, you might come out first before somebody, and then the same backdrop might come out way after you. The thing is, you were the last recording though on this backdrop, if that makes sense.
1000%.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
I was trying to come up with an analogy, but any analogy I was about to spit out, people would have really thought I was on drugs, like some insane, like I was just about to go down a full K-hole, just to give you a funny analogy.
Give me a funny analogy.
I was gonna say that for every season, it's like you're in a jellyfish. And a jellyfish is just a whole bunch of single-cell organisms that talk to each other that have no particular firing order. So when you're in like a little jellyfish, there's no rhyme to reason, there's no brain, there's no host, it's just all a kind of thing. So this is like, we're all in one amorphous jellyfish, and then we're gonna move on to the next jellyfish that's hopefully bigger than the last jellyfish. Also, jellyfish don't die. They only die by natural predators. So they will potentially live forever if not killed or destroyed by its natural environment.
And you said lobsters do the same?
Lobsters have no... Yes, so shout out to Kyle, my coworker, for bringing this to my attention. That lobsters have... they have natural predators, but unless they are killed by them or boiled by us, they will not die. There's potentially 50 or 60 pound lobsters at the bottom of the ocean that when they molt and their shells grow, they grow out of them, and then their shells are bigger, and then their shells are bigger, but they're like a cancer. So at a certain point, their shells grow so big and they're so cumbersome that they actually stop moving and they become immobile on the bottom of the seafloor, and they continue to grow, but they can't move or die unless they're captured, killed, or destroyed by their natural environment.
How are they eating food if they can't move?
I don't know that much. But they somehow can continue to persevere. I don't know how that works. Maybe they filter feed off of like bacteria or something. I really have no clue. I wish I was paying more attention in my bio class. But they weren't talking about cool stuff like this in my bio class, especially when I was homeschooled. You know what my teacher was? My mom, until I wanted to go to a regular school. And those teachers were way worse, because at least when I was there, I would just be Googling everything and learning the facts instead of just having someone, put on like Tom Hanks movies and call it science class. So that's how my last 2 years of high school went.
Dude, it's... I almost feel kind of like, and I mean, again, like, I don't even know you, I don't know Lorde Sanctus, like, I don't know anybody except, like, the people I know and hang out with frequently on, like, a consistent basis, you know what I mean? But, like, you saying Lorde Sanctus was, like, dipping off to LA and, like, away, like, I'm kind of, like, bummed a little, I'm kind of, like, sad because, like, the Central Coast is just kind of, like, losing somebody dope, and like he really does his best and his thing to like put it on and like put other people on.
Totally.
Like when you said that, bro, I'm not gonna lie, I was just like, dude, like, I mean, and again, I'm not even like his, like, he doesn't know me, you know what I mean? Like, we're not like homies and hanging out all the fucking time.
He knows
like,
you.
Yeah.
He knows you for sure. He definitely will bring you up in conversation. So
no, he's dope. He's dope
for sure.
I like him.
But I know exactly what you were saying. I didn't know if you realize that he does, respect what you do too. It seems like, he's definitely mentioned you've been like, yeah, Laser names. He's dope. Like, I don't remember, it was at the mark, I think, is when I saw you and him, and he asked how I knew you. And I was like, it's my little brother Stone. And we didn't connect those dots yet because I think I sold weed to someone at a house that you lived at off the skate park, Santa Rosa.
No.
Never? You didn't live there? Maybe you were there?
No, I never lived in Santa Rosa. Off of Santa Rosa.
Next to Conserve Fuel? You were never there?
Nope.
Oh God.
Maybe I was maybe you thought I lived there.
Maybe you didn't live there, but okay, doesn't matter. That's after the podcast. But that's when I first heard of your name, and then I talked to Stone, and he's like, yeah, he has a podcast, mentioned a bunch of other stuff too, and he's like, yeah, you should try to get on there at some point. And that was like a year ago. That wasn't a year ago. No, that was probably like 6-7 months ago. And yeah.
Stone?
Yeah.
He was like, you should try and get on?
Yeah.
That's fucking sick.
He's like, yeah, dude, he's dope. Just hit him up. It's super easy going. Like, just ask him. And I was like, I don't have anything to say. I won't go on there until I have something to say.
Dude, there's definitely a lot more stuff to talk about, you know what I mean? Is there like a time frame you're trying to do? Like, were you like...
No.
Okay, you're just chilling.
Just chilling.
Okay, word.
Yeah, totally.
Lorde Sanctus dipping though, this is the last thing that I have to say about it, but like, there's this one person who is my friends, and I do like kick with them like every now and then type shit.
Sure.
But they moved, and again it was just kind of like, damn, like this area lost somebody so fucking sick, bro.
Right.
And it's just the same concept, like the same linkage, like those two people in particular, like Lorde Sanctus and the other dude I'm referring to. It's just like, damn, like those were kind of like dope, like those were very solid people to have in the area.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm going off on like some shit right now.
No, I feel that, because like I definitely don't want to like get into the whole details of this story, but just to kind of like touch topically on it, there was a show we were playing recently where fight was kind of breaking out right outside of the club, and just Sanctus's presence broke up the fight, and he didn't say a word. He didn't put his hands between anyone. He just kind of walked up to the scene. They saw him coming. They're like, hey, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. And they stopped fighting because I don't think either party wanted to either disrespect him or disrespect the place. I'm not going to say that it was all because of him, but I would say that his energy is like this. It's like a non-violent, just positivity, but like, again, the word respect, it's just this thing that's like bouncing around in my head, like this whole podcast. It's just people just have respect for him, and he respects anyone that, you know, is deserving of it, and it's a lot of people out here. So he definitely, you know, has built that, kind of like made that flourish. So it's noteworthy.
How did this thing come out?
Element. So got these bracelets here. For those not watching, it's just a bracelet, has the word element on it, has a QR code as well. So the idea was totally Sanctus's idea. He also had the idea of the QR code, and when he first mentioned it, we were in the back of the library, the bar in SLO, and he was trying to explain it. I was almost blacked out drunk, but that only made me more curious. So again, it was one of those things where I tried my best to retain everything he was saying, because he just came back from, I assume even months ago, he was probably already talking to Rarible and learning about the community and learning about all this stuff. And he was telling me about NFTs, this, and this is the future, and what we have to do is we have to tie tangible things to things that are not tangible, and it's going to be something beautiful. And like he explained it in like a really eloquent way. And, you know, at my level of understanding back then, it was just over my head. But then when he said bracelet, QR code, private music, I was like, oh, that makes sense. So that was the first thing that clicked in my head, thinking, all right, so this bracelet with a QR code will be able to take you to a direct link of unreleased music, and this QR code we can redirect at any time to a different track. Maybe it's going to be something that I'm working on. If the artist that I'm working with is okay with it, maybe I can point a project of his, so that when you scan that element code every couple of weeks, something like that, it's going to point to a new direction, and you're always going to have some fresh unreleased music. And that's not going to be for like everyday people that don't really care about Jay Reilly, but that's going to be for the super fans to get on the bandwagon early, so that, you know, God willing, I blow up, something good happens, comes my way. There's only going to be, I think there's only 10 of these green bracelets, and then there's 45 of the burgundy ones. The green ones I was going to be selling, but at this point I pulled them off the marketplace, so they're only going to be people that are donating, like they're just going to be donated to. And then the burgundy ones are for sale as well, and there'll be a link somewhere probably. But yeah, so these bracelets are dope. Basically the entire thing was Sanctus's idea. The only thing I came up with was just the idea for 2 colors. Like, I'm a creative person, but he totally took the lead on that. And yeah, so that's what's up with the bracelets.
When he was explaining what NFTs are, like non-fungible token, or how do you say it?
Yeah, that, like non-fungible token. I think I'm right. Maybe we're both wrong, but I think that's it, yeah.
He was saying you scan something and then like a symbol pops up.
a symbol pops up.
Like artwork, visual artwork.
Yes.
Visual artwork.
So he has QR codes. I don't have a sticker on me, but there's Connect the Code stickers that have my album, Gia's, Sanctus's, and Banks. All of our album covers are on like a 4-panel sticker. And on the center of it is a QR code. If you scan that QR code, it takes it to our Bitski or Rarible. I don't remember which one, don't quote me on it. Those are 2 digital marketplaces where you can sell NFTs, basically. So scanning that QR code will take you to that page where you can buy any of the different ones. So there's some NFTs that do not come with anything physical. It's just a way to like support an artist, buy into them. So whenever you see any artist creative, it can be a writer, it can be a musician, it can be a painter. If you upload a one-of-one or a limited release of anything onto the NFT marketplace, it's like going public as a company. So you can start turning your assets into a stock. I think it's dope. I think it's really cool, and the hard thing is educating people, because I feel like I'm at least somewhat literate about tech, and the fact that it's taking me a while to understand kind of scares me, because I want 40-year-olds to understand it and I want 50-year-olds to get it like that. So I have to find a way to be able to explain it faster than I do, because right now it takes an entire dinner conversation with my parents to try to tell them what this thing is on my wrist. So maybe Sanctus can show me a way to like do like an elevator pitch for it, because I need to kind of figure out how to shorten it up.
It's pretty much like scanning some sort of thing, and it leads you to something via technology or your phone, and it takes you to like artwork. It sounds like.
Yeah, so the QR code is something that Sanctus is really making the most out of, and the QR code for most NFTs, at least that I've seen, it doesn't have anything to do with an NFT. It's just a medium that I can use to have something physical take you to a place to buy something that's not physical. So the QR code is just a shortcut. It's just a link. But the actual thing, well, the not thing, the thing that you buy is just it's a proof on the blockchain. So it's a proof on record that you own something that was purchased for a fixed price from the original creator, and now you have it. So if I only put 5 of these ever public, and then I become famous, or let's say if Kanye, let's not do Kanye, let's do a better artist. Give me a better artist, someone that's worthy.
Like you. No, Vince Staples.
Ooh, okay, so Vince Staples does a one-of-one North hand-drawn on an 8.5 by 11, and let's say he has no drawing skills, so it's like awful. Like it's like a little stick figure. I'm not, no shout-outs, I don't know if you can draw. I can't. But he draws it, takes a picture of it, and now this is the single thing that he uploads. If he posts that one-of-one copy of that picture of his North drawing up there, he can post it for $50,000 or $50,000 equivalent in like a digital currency. Now you can buy it. Or like the Charlie Bit My Finger kid can take his publicly viewed YouTube video, make that unlisted so the public can't access it, and sell a one-of-one access of Charlie Bit My Finger to some rich guy that wants to be the only guy to have it. So, get in while it's cheap for sure. If you have any artists or creatives that you think are going to blow up, if you have faith in I Eat Ass What's Up, tell them to make an NFT and buy it. For sure. For sure.
How does he do it?
Have him hit up Sanctus. Have their people talk to his people, and then that will be something. Tie ticket sales to NFTs. You buy a ticket for the show, and you get or like the VIP something. Just brainstorming ideas there. And if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. But like, if you have faith in him, I gotta see him live, or I gotta meet him, and I think he has some cool going. But I gotta meet him.
I don't think you would like his music at all. It's not the music that put like my faith into him. It's just like literally like fuck the music. Just like the natural human energy and the zero filter, the zero fucks given, and then there was just like a couple other like small like details, and I was just like, dude, like I can. It's the brand.
Totally.
You know what I mean? Like the brand's insane, bro. Like in my opinion, like
totally.
Yeah. Like you know what I mean? Like I saw literally a shirt that says "Aidas, what's up" on it, and I'm like, dude, this is his fucking like rapper name. Like I need one of those shirts right the fuck now. And like this kid's like also like hustling and shit. You know, like putting on a concert in Osos. Like not many people are like doing that I know personally. You know.
Yeah.
But and another thing, my homie, my roommate Liv.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out her, fucking amazing person.
Shout out Liv.
No, literally Liv today, because I told her I was doing a podcast tonight, and that you were coming on, and then she was like, oh, like that was the guy that Johnny was talking about last night, because we took Johnny out to like a little like birthday thing last night, like nice. got him like some dinner and shit, like took a couple laps downtown.
That's dope.
And then I was like, yeah, like I'm pretty sure he's part of like Connect the Coast or whatever. And then I was like, Liv, like have you heard of Connect the Coast? And then we had like a little like mini conversation and we were talking about it. And then she was like, yeah, like it's crazy. Like she doesn't really know all of you guys or even too much about you guys. But she literally said out of her mouth, she was like, yeah, like they are about to like blow the fuck up. And I agree with her, bro, because you guys are like, I don't know, man. You guys are just grinding and doing your thing, and just like, as a bystander, you can just kind of like see, you know. And I saw your story last night, how you shouted out like Lorde Sanctus about him like getting that job as being the head of the what's it called?
Head of community? Wait, fact check real quick. I don't want to get that one wrong. Yeah.
It's crazy, dude. It really is crazy. So I appreciate what she said today, and I was just like, dude, like Central Coast really is. It feels like it's on the rise. I don't know. It feels like it is, bro.
It
fucking feels like it is, dude.
It totally is, and you know, I think there's gonna have to be a turning point though, because there's a thing where we're a new city, and then there's the old city vibe. And there's like this apex point where it's gonna be beautiful. And so I don't know, I've never lived in Oxnard, I've never lived in Ventura, but I feel like what I saw in downtown Ventura, now I might be totally wrong, but I feel like from the limited amount of days and occasions I've been down there, it seems like Ventura is right at this point where I was seeing people every walk of life, every style of music, people painting on the street. It felt like this, we're far from the Renaissance, but I think that as far as what California can be, it felt like that's almost the pinnacle of what public life would aspire to be, especially during COVID. But SLO still has some stuff to learn from them, because there's a lot of things that are stifling people's creativity and expression too. So I think those things need to be addressed. So I think there's a long road ahead, and what I would say is there are people in this area that are going to blow up, absolutely. But what they need to do is they need to turn around, pay homage to the people that helped them get there, and then help change this area to help and give the other people a chance. I'm not saying everyone deserves the gold medal, gold star, you know, pat on the back, but I definitely feel like there's so many people with so much creativity that moved to this part of this cove, the most beautiful, like this is the most beautiful place I've ever lived in, ever, no doubt. And I think it fosters the best out of the best creatives. So there's people just lurking, just waiting for those opportunities. And I think that if the opportunities presented themselves, I think that they're more than just rappers. I think that there's a way to really just help people be expressive like some other cities I've been in. I think that the potential's all here, and people are going to keep blowing up regardless. But it would happen easier if the city allowed it, for sure.
That's funny, bro. That'd be dope if there was just like say you owned a giant warehouse and it was your property.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just like, hey guys, we're having a party and a concert tonight, like pull up.
Totally.
That'd be fucking like, yeah, that's like...
I'll just get 10 acres and a pole barn. 10 acres and a pole barn, 2 110 watt and 110 amp cables out there, just generators, heaters, lights, comfort, aesthetic, smoke, everything.
How did you meet Johnny Teardrops?
I met him through a mutual friend.
Recently, right? Like this year?
Probably like a year, 3 months, year and a half
Ago? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay, damn.
Yeah, so
you guys...
I've known Johnny for sure. Yeah.
I thought you guys were literally like just became friends like 6 months ago.
Well, we kind of reconnected 6 months ago because at the time he was living his own life. He just hit me up on some music stuff and said, hey, I'd like to track out. It's like he was trying to accomplish 3 songs. The first session, we only accomplished 1. There's a lot of stuff going on between both of us, and a few separate occasions between then and the last 6 months. We'd see each other at Pirates, we'd see each other at raves, we saw each other at Slow Brew Rock, we saw each other, just like weird occurrences where it just kind of like would pass each other and this and that, and I'd hear him beatboxing, I'd hear him, like just freestyling and stuff, and then I hit him back up right once I started getting a studio together, because now Studio Eden is what it goes by, and I just run it out of my apartment right now. But it's getting real close to where I want it to be, with the vocal booth, all the preamps I need, all the mics. And so when I got that stuff together, I hit him up and said, yeah, Johnny, we need to get to work. Like I was operating at this speed and this level, but we both have improved. Like now, whatever we're gonna do, it's gonna be crazy. So I helped him knock out 1 project. We met Nico. Did a couple more songs. Nico Cochise, shout out Nico.
He moved to LA.
He moved to LA as well. Yeah.
I'm gonna DM him tonight.
Absolutely.
I'm just gonna say, bro, I hope you are doing what you need to get done in LA.
It seems like it, man. I've only reached out to him like twice since he's been out. It's only been like 2 weeks or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think he's doing what he set out to out there for sure. But yeah, so me and Johnny just rekindled 2 albums like within, well, it was an EP and then an album, and did those within we made all the songs within 3 months, but we stretched them out over 9 months, and that was cool for sure. So a lot of progress, a lot of everything. Just made 2 tracks, 1 with him in the last 2 days, so it's been fun for sure.
What's Johnny's song? It's not on Alkaline. It's on SoundCloud. Phoenix. I fuck with Phoenix, bro.
Phoenix.
That shit's so fucking sick.
Like a Phoenix. Okay.
And the chorus is like na 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 na.
Yeah. Okay, you know what's so funny? There was a different original name for it, so I didn't even recognize it as that, because my project files are always just like a dumpster fire, man. They're always like it'll be like he hangs out with pornstars.flp. And like I don't even know why it is. It's just like as I'm writing stuff down and someone's telling some wild story in the background, I'm like, save project as, and so that's what that original project name was. So there was that. But yeah, so Phoenix, that's a really cool track for sure. That was all done in like 2 hours, honestly.
Really?
Just quick, just knocked it out. Just the writing, the tracking it out, and I mastered it the next day. But yeah, when he gets inspired, he can write fast, and same with me. But sometimes you just get like a total carb load. You have some pasta carbonara, and then you just can't do shit. That's me, man.
Do you have roommates?
No.
Just you? Where do you live? You live in SLO.
Yeah, like right next to Poly.
Bedroom apartment.
Exactly. So I have like a room. It's a cube. It's kind of cool. So it's like 4 little squares. You got like the kitchen, the living room, and then like I have all these doors. Like doors just open everywhere. They're just fucking doors on doors with hinges and doors and more
Yeah.
doors and hinges. And I'm just kidding. There's like way too many doors for this place, and so I got like my own separate room, and then the bathrooms like not detached, but separated as well. So for what a studio is, for my exact position, for me not getting caught, I'm not being flown out to LA, I'm not doing any crazy placements, but I feel like even if tomorrow people are like, hey, we want you to work with top tier people right now, I could make it work in my apartment professionally. Like it's clean, it has everything that people need, and I mean, yeah, a real vocal booth would be great, but for a little apartment, it's coming together for sure. I'm proud, man, because I used to record in a shed, so it was a outdoor shed, like what you'd put like a big ass lawnmower in. It was like a 12x10, and then just ran extension cables, AC unit, plugged all the seals, ran an air filter through the outside, and then sealed off all the stuff, put like bug traps everywhere, got couches, computers, streaming computer, everything. So, but now it actually feels like a responsible, like a respectable setup. It's taken 3 years.
That's sick, man. Do you walk inside something in the apartment? Is it like you walk into like a wooden thing and then there's soundproofing shit everywhere?
So it's not that cool. Basically, I built.
There's like lights.
Yeah, so there's lights everywhere for sure. So there's like lights around the trim of the apartment, and then for like the recording deck for where like the mixer is and the audio interface and that stuff, there's a table that I'm not an architect, but I built a table and I'm fucking proud of that table. So that's like one of the few things I've ever like just tried to set out and do. So I built like this cool studio table with like a little like stand for the computer and stand for the sub and stuff. And then the vocal booth is something that where it's just like, I want to say 3 feet by 2 feet wide by 4 feet tall, like kind of built 2x4 rectangles, and they're all filled with burlap, insulation wrapped again with burlap, and then they have like a felt that coats the outside of them, so they're all just pieced together, hinges, more hinges, all that shit. And so something I made myself, but the sound quality is crazy. Like and so it has like I'm gonna put an actual door on it, but as the backdrop I just have a little blanket I throw over the back of it. But
and we just like get in there.
Just
like
get in there. Yeah, more or less.
Do you have like a camera and you can see them? Are you
Uh-huh.
serious?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I have a camera that I can see them, and then I have a camera that's facing on me. I have a streaming laptop that's next to one of my displays, so I have that doing the Twitch for everything, which after we're done with this conversation, that's at least one more thing I want to touch on, because that is hopefully my trajectory for success.
Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
100%.
How many followers do you have?
Not many at all. But that's not important yet, because once I have the exact setup I need, I'm running like my streaming laptop is an 8-year-old laptop, so I'm not running on like high quality this or that. But I just got everything set up with my cables, so I have more or less like almost like a little TV show. So I'm gonna start putting on like 2 or 3 nights a week from 9 until midnight. Anyone who's being recorded, if it's just me making beats, I'm probably gonna do like beats on Friday, recording sessions on Saturday, Sunday, whatever days work out. And the reason why I chose Twitch is because I think that is the single best way for someone to get paid by your fans without the fans having to pay. So you can either have people buy your shit, they can either buy your clothes, spend money, give you money, but admittedly, a lot of my biggest supporters don't have a lot of it, and I don't want to ask them for the little bit that they have for something when it's like, to do what I need to do, I need a lot of it.
Yeah.
And I don't want to ask that from them. It's not even like that. I don't want to be, I mean, I want to sell t-shirts, I want to have tangible things, but I don't want to be marking up the prices so that I can make business moves. That's not my personal angle. That's not how I want to do it. So what I'd rather do is just be doing these Twitch streams. And the reason why that is like, I think is going to be so pivotal to my success is Amazon and Twitch are partnered together. And if you have an Amazon Prime account, you can become a Twitch Prime subscriber to one person for free. So if you have Amazon Prime and you don't watch Twitch, which is so many people, everyone has Amazon Prime and a couple people watch Twitch. So all of those potential people, if I can grab them and I can bring them over to my Twitch and I say, hey, don't pay me anything, don't do anything, just give me your one free Twitch Prime subscription. Normally costs people $5 per person they subscribe to. What that means is I get half that, $2.50 per person per month. So if I get 100 fans to give me something that costs them nothing, I have $250 of passive income every month.
Passive income.
Think about it. I don't even have to stream. I don't ever have to stream, but I'm going to because I love to.
Yeah.
So that's what I have to say about that. I think it's.
That sounds like a cool plan.
So that you know, and what if I only get 1,000 fans? Like it's 1,000 followers on Instagram. Not impossible. Not that difficult. If that's what you want to do, if that's like you're like, oh, Instagram fans, like you can hit 1,000.
Yeah.
And so I could ask 1,000 people on Amazon to click a button, and then do something that costs them nothing. Absolutely, I could put that on business cards, on stickers. The QR code will probably go directly to that Twitch Prime one-click link for every sticker I ever make from here on out. So you scan it and it just says, hey, do you have Amazon Prime? Yeah. Log in. Cool. Oh, you have this free thing. You want to donate it to someone? It costs you nothing. Yeah. 10,000 times? Oh my God. Dude, it's $25,000 a month.
25 grand a month? 2,500 a month.
10,000?
10,000
times 2.5? It's 25,000. 10,000 people that follow me? It'd be $25,000 a month. Isn't that bonkers?
Yeah.
10K is achievable. I'm not saying I don't need 10 million. If I had even just 1,000 people, man, that's crazy. I could quit my job with 1,000 loyal people.
2,500 a month.
2,500 a month. I wouldn't want to quit my job for 2,500 a month, but I mean, that's going to help me do everything. That's going to help me move into a real recording studio. That pays my rent for my recording studio.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm planning for. That's going to be crazy. Put 500 or 1,000 a month into marketing for that. Ads everywhere, all over the place. So that's Twitch. That's my elevator pitch for that. But,
yeah, I mean, I don't, like, you just said the whole science plan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's probably gonna work if you want it to work.
I hope.
Yeah.
I hope. But I don't see many people doing it this way. So I'm in untreaded waters, which is fine by me. But worst I can do is just stream and no one watches. Or I could produce and no one's there watching me. So if I keep releasing music, then it's like I have the same amount of potential. It's something going good there.
It's definitely hard for me to click on a stream sometimes when I don't know what it, like, it might just be like you might just join and it's like a dull ass moment where nothing's happening.
Yeah.
Like, is there a way to change that? You know what I mean? Like, what if there's, fuck, man, like, what if you turned your shit into like a Twitch show?
That's exactly what I'm trying to do. That's exactly what I'm trying to do. 1,000, you're so.
But there's no dull moments. Yes. There's zero dull moments where you're like sending someone in the studio. It's like somebody's like, it's like a sitcom mixed with reality TV mixed with like the Jay Reilly experience. It's called the Jay Reilly experience.
The JRE? Are you serious? No, man, I can't.
Dude, that would be so bro. Dude, that would be so shitty if you called it the Jay Reilly experience, bro. People would be like, dude, this guy's a fucking knockoff, bro.
Just totally do that, yeah. You're listening. Yeah, so, Twitch. The thing is so I love that, but it's a very high standard to it's something that if I put myself onto, I would put an unfair expectation on those around me. I feel like I could do that to myself. if I'm making beats, I'll wear a cat in the hat. I'll take shots every time, you know, I accidentally click the wrong sample. I'll, you know, crazy stuff. I'll green screen and have Nyan Cat in the background. I'll make it as visually stimulating as humanly possible, but I don't want to put the expectation of someone else coming in the studio to create art that it has to be entertaining.
Got it.
Just like how this moment, no expectation. So I can do that for myself, but for other people, the Twitch live for those things, that's just gonna have to be for people that are along for the ride. And the cool thing about those Twitch Prime subscribers is they never have to watch once in their life for them to pay me $2.50 for nothing. So that's just a plus. If they like me, then dope, and they'll like me for me being me, and that's even better, you know. So maybe I'll have two different fan bases. I'll have people that like me as a human being, and they give me $2.50 a month, and then I have people that aren't in a position to do that, but have the patience to listen to the whole process. Because I have people that'll come over, there'll be a fly on the wall, and if they pass like the vibe check and they're you know, not being super disruptive, I'll let people come over and sit in on a whole studio session for like someone that's, you know, as long as the other artists involved are cool with it, I'll invite over one or two other people just to sit and observe and ask questions and be a part of like the experience. But I think those types of people would exist that are just at home, that are just bored as hell and would like to just see what's going on in this too.
Dude, at some point, that'd be fucking sick to, at some point, I'm just gonna say it, bro. Yeah. I wanna come over and like be doing my own shit, like editing a podcast or something, and just like observe your worlds.
For sure, yeah.
Like when you're doing something with like Johnny or like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
hell
like
yeah.
hit like.
That'd be dope.
If you know of something, like, I mean, if you hit me up, bro, like I like to kind of like jump into people's lives and like come say what up and shit. You know what I mean?
1000%.
But I just invited myself.
No, you're invited. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, that needs to happen for sure.
It sounds interesting. 1000%. Like,
yeah.
like it's like a little micro atmosphere. Like that you're gonna be like, you're like leading people down like a path. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh hey, like maybe do it like that. Like you're a fucking producer, you know? Like it's there's definitely going to be some interesting conversations to listen to.
Yeah, there's very interesting confrontations that you could definitely listen to too, but I wouldn't invite you over for those sessions because there's people where everyone has a varying level of input that they can take, and some people, they come in and they say, make me sound amazing. I am coming to you because I have faith in what you do. And I'm like, great, how much faith do you have in me? And they're like, a lot. I'm like, okay. And then we get into the song and they start doing something wildly different from what they're used to. And you know, they're singing like this normally, and then they come back in, they're like, I'm singing like this normally. And if it doesn't vibe and it's not sonically there, I'll say, hey, this is absolutely your studio time. We can do this any way you want. Can we also record it the other way too, so that I can send you 2 mixes? And if you like my version better, then great, but we can also do your version. And some people, if there's like a point of contention with that, if they're like, no man, we're good. Those are the situations where as I was kind of bringing up earlier, I'm like, all right, if I already know, because I spend so many thousands of hours of like, your voice cracked, you're too nasally, you need to drink water, you're too drunk for this, you're too sober for this. there's these perfect mediums that I know people and I can read them, so when they come in and they're out of pocket, I'm like, hey, let's just focus on writing right now, man, because you're slurring your words. Yeah, you're off the Henny right now, and like you're not gonna like this end product. I'm gonna be real with you. Like you can do better than this. And then something like, I'll just keep it like that, because I don't want to just be like, hey, thank you for the 4 hours of studio time. We didn't do anything you will like. It's hard. It's so hard, because I want to respect their time, but I also don't want to disrespect their art.
Fuck, dude, you're making me want to hit you up and like pay for your services and do like a song or some shit.
First session's always free. First session's always free, but only if I invite you. First session is always free if I invite you and you're invited. Absolutely.
Okay. We might need to make this happen.
Absolutely.
And I'm not coming to you to be like, oh, hey, dude, like, let's make a song and maybe I can put it out there. No, I literally want to come and fuck around in your studio.
Of course, dude.
That'd be fucking funny.
It's a laudable skate park.
With Hennessy.
Absolutely, 1000%. Yeah. So that's the plan. Let's make it happen. Sundays and Mondays work for me. We can talk about scheduling on the podcast too. I know they want to hear about that. Be like, yeah, what about 5:30?
What's scheduling?
I don't know. I'm just saying like when I'm available. I was just saying like just drag it out on the podcast. Be like, for 6:45. I don't know. I'm more of a morning person.
What do you prefer? Like, what's your ideal time to be recording and making music? Anytime.
Anytime I am not scheduled at work. I record. Some people are crazy. Like you'd expect. Okay, so D Banks. For those of you who know him, I don't know if you want to make a judgment right off rip to think, oh, maybe he's a night owl. No. This guy likes to come over at 10 a.m. to record the loudest, most hardcore rap verses that apartment complex has ever heard. And I'm ready for it because in the booth, you really can't hear it outside of it. But I will record someone at 8 a.m. or 2 a.m. Time considering, like if it works. But for me, I can't record myself until like 3 p.m. Like I need to wake up. My voice is nice and relaxed right now. I haven't really smoked. I haven't really drank. I haven't really anything. So I just feel relaxed. It's the afternoon. But if I woke up this morning, my voice would not sound like this, and it's just not what I want to do. Like right out of the bed. So I don't know how he does it or how anyone records at 10 a.m. That's just beyond me.
Dude, we've done a sober podcast tonight.
That's something.
Like I didn't drink alcohol. Did you drink alcohol?
I did not drink alcohol.
That's crazy. I feel like I've been on a fucking...
You've been on a... I don't know like your sentence.
No. I know what you're going to say, but like... Yeah. Alright, at least I think I do, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
A sick one, man.
Not like... I mean, I feel like most podcasts I'm like sipping on some shit, but this one's definitely been more like sober.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not always like this. I'm not gonna be some goody two shoes. Be like, I don't drink, I don't do shit, dude. Like, I have my vices. I like to, it's just, want to come into this sober and then maybe drink throughout it, but it's like, it feels natural, feels good.
It's crazy because in so many different realities or like parallel universes, you came over and I was like fucking like turning up and shit, and then you started drinking some mixed drinks, and then we did a podcast.
Exactly, and then this would have gone sideways. Be like, what are we talking about? talking about White Claw Gabe. Oh fuck yeah, baby! Woo.
Or not even like that, but just on some drunk bullshit, because you can still remember everything while you're drunk. I mean, not like podcast drunk. Podcast drunk is a lot different than downtown drunk.
That's true. Downtown drunk makes no sense to me, and it's weird because the thing is the more drunk I get, until I tip, you have that turning point where you start to really just lose control. Right up until then, I know everyone feels like, I could probably still drive. I'm not saying like driving. I'm saying like I feel like I am in absolute complete control of like the words I say, the thoughts I say, and then I feel like this level of I wouldn't classify myself as like a total empath, but I feel like when I'm drunk I'm just hypersensitive to everything around me, where I'll still be a smart ass. I'm not gonna get like emotional over things unless I am gone. But I'll just start to sit down, just watch people, and like it's weird. I can be like 10 shots in and then just hit someone with some like crazy deep psychological shit, have one more shot back, like black out, and then not make any sense. So I have like this weird like kind of tipping point where I become like more philosophical, and like people would even say like, yeah, Jay's pretty well put together until he's asleep. And I just crash, man. Absolutely crash.
Dude, I'm down to, I think we've been going for a solid like over an hour and a half.
You serious? That's beautiful. All right, I'm all for it.
I'm down to wrap it up if you are.
Absolutely.
I feel like, we could keep going, but like I do have a couple things I needed to get done tonight.
100%. Well, I think we got a lot of content.
Yeah.
We got a lot of everything, and stoked I got to actually like catch up with you because we only met like in passing.
Oh, cool. Only like once, bro.
Like really. So it's nice to actually meet you.
Yes, bro. Good to meet you.
Absolutely. Of course.
Anything you want to say? Any like last sentence? Anything you wanted to bring up that like I didn't like ask you or anything? Anything you wanted to say?
Let's see. Quick recap.
I like how you sent over some stuff, bro. Literally on Instagram, I'm like, like this is my address, this is my phone number, like 8:45, whatever. And then I like fell asleep for a second. I woke up, and then Jay Reilly like sent me like all these like peaks and topics of interest that he was like open to talk about on the podcast and shit. And it's just like it's so funny. Like some people's brains are like that, where they're like. I can't go into that. I can't go into a podcast having like all these points to bring up. I mean, I do every like 1 in 50 podcast. I'll do it.
Really?
Like
okay.
one in every like 35 podcasts. I'll do that.
Okay.
But I can't. Like that made me laugh. I was like, bro, this guy's funny.
This is how I operate. This is like how I compartmentalize things. This is how I do my day. I have alarms and reminders for everything. I have multiple calendars on my laptop at home that remind me with when I walk in, I get a bing on my phone that has short-term goals, medium-term goals, and long-term goals that show up, and it's just, easy shit like got home from work, shower, take laundry out, all this stuff. Medium-term goals, blank, long-term goals, and those are all under wraps. But yeah, they're all happening. Last things to say, I guess, to wrap them up. Let's see, we went over lobsters. We shouted out Harold. Studio Eden, that's the name of my studio. That's what I've been working out of. That's what you can find on Twitch. So at Studio Eden is basically the bee's knees. That's what's going to be happening in my life for the next foreseeable future. We need more visual artists in the 805. We need to have more people that have video ideas, creative, step up to the plate. So I'm telling you, there are artists foaming at the mouth for visual artists, and the 5 that I know that work and actually will respond to you on Instagram, charge whatever they want to charge. You can't get them right now. They're booked up weeks and months and just eons. So just get into this. There's a demand for it. If you have a passion, get your filling, get your fix. Almost done. Shout out to this guy on Instagram. He goes by Human, Hughminn, real name Olive. This guy is something else. He is dope. Just met him in person like a month and a half ago. In 30 seconds, just to kind of explain what he does. He busts child predators. And this guy, it is entertaining and frightening, and he does a service to the community. Like it's a type of selflessness I couldn't see myself doing, but it's something I have to give him a shout out for. So homie will do his thing. Just follow him on Instagram, just see what it's all about. It's just crazy what he does to be able to keep Santa Maria safe and to keep people all over the world. He just turns in people to the police department, and he's not just busting people for 18 and 17-year-olds. He's busting 40-year-olds going after what they think are 12-year-old girls. It's insane, and he's not doing it for the content. He's just doing it out of just seeing the world for what it is and trying to make a difference. That's just dope. And new music coming soon. Hit me up, Instagram, Jay Reilly, JayReilly 805, and that's my Instagram and everything. And
we'll pop that up on the screen.
Of course. So
we got Jay Reilly 805 in this motherfucker.
We out
really fast. What type of sales job do you do?
I work at Verizon. Yeah, I work at Verizon. It's commission only. It is anyone who talks about their job on a podcast usually gets fired, so I can't really get into it too much, but I can say it is a wild job, crazy experiences, the stories I get there, people come in from every walk of life, in every situation, And some days are amazing, and some days are pretty awful.
Do you like it?
The job enables me to do what I need to do.
Verizon, Uber.
Battlestar Galactica. No, Verizon, Uber, Twitch, music. That's really like the biggest 4 things that I do day in, day out. That's just really what we got.
Is that Instacart?
What? This? Oh, it does kind of look like an Instacart logo. No, this is a Carrots jacket. There's a Freddie Gibbs collab with the. I don't remember if this one was for his Alchemist collab, but it's Freddie Gibbs, Bunny Rabbit collab. It's super cool. Yeah, so I got this at Passport. Shout out Passport. I got it at the one in Santa Maria, but yeah, some good stuff for sure.
Dude, thanks guys, whoever watched this shit. I appreciate you coming on, bro. A lot of good talks, good conversation.
Definitely.
Fun ass night, dude.
Absolutely, man.
I'm glad that we got that. I was itching to do a podcast. I was itching to do one. Because honestly, it's